Shalom, Minister of Souls, but give no praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kakadash, double honors the apostle, great most, and honors to brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh is a real name of whom the world even calls God, Jehovah, or Yahweh. His real name is Yahweh. His son's true name is Yahweh Shai. And when we pray Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, meaning in, the and Sham, meaning names Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Real quick, it's just, this world, and Esau and everything that has been set up, right, is just to wear out the saints, right, as the precept's about to to go into, but as much as we can, we must needs fight through it, because that's exactly what Satan wants. Satan wants us to be constantly preoccupied, by the madness of this world, by the things that don't matter, okay, and everything that we have in this world ultimately doesn't matter, okay. In fact, let me in precepts making Holy Spirit, want to go to this precept to start it off with, right? This is 2nd Ezra 16 from 40. It says, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon earth." Imagine a pilgrim, someone who just goes from one place to another place to another place, no certain dwelling place, if you will, and it is that mentality that we are supposed to have in these days of, like, anything can happen at any moment, right? I'm here right now, but next minute I may need to be over there. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise, as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth, as if he should not reap. So also he that plants the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes, right? And then just to finish with these last two, he says, they that marry as though they shall get no children, and they that marry not as widows, and therefore they that labor in vain, right? Because ultimately everything, on this side is vanity of vanities, okay? Outside of this truth, nothing really matters, right? Yet, all of these different things that are pushed in this world, whether it's like work, constantly just being stressed out from the job. One of the things Apostle Tahar mentioned and did touch on, and it is the truth, right, about you can talk about health, but stress is unhealthy, right? Which of course in this thing of ours, we're going to go through stuff, as part of the trials and tribulations, right? But that's one of the things that in this world he will use, right? Work, all of these random stuff, okay, just to minimize focus on what is really important, right? So it's Daniel 7:25. It says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and the times and the dividing of time." Right, so once again, that's the point, right? To wear out the saints. That's what this man, does, right? Imagine you'll be working, however long, but then the area you live, right? You got to work some stupid amount of hours, right? Crazy ass shifts, to make ends meet, right? And at the end, right, still difficult, right? Haggai 1:6, it says, "You have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put them into a bag with holes." So here is, it just keeps you in that loop, and that's the thing with poverty, man. Poverty actually, like, decreases your life. I forgot exact numbers. Now America had the best numbers. I think it was like, being below the poverty line takes at least 5 years off of your life, okay? Because you imagine, what are you doing? You're stressing about paying bills. I've got to pay this, but I've got to pay that bill. Constant anxiety, right? And once again, that's the state, and that's the way that Esau has designed this system, just to keep a focus away from that which is important, okay? But then you also have the thing about how then you do everything, but then you get no credit for it, right? That's what it says in Wisdom, the 5th chapter, right? "And made no account of his labors, right? Because here it is, Jake will be doing the most, but doesn't get any credit for it, right? Despite being made to, because these times Esau will call Jake lazy, but Jake be working like 3, 4 jobs, right? Nowadays you're seeing these Edomites complaining to, oh, I've got to work this many jobs and I live in my car, right? But that's just been the reality for Jake for so long. Like Jake just, what way everybody hates Chris, penny pinching, watching every single penny. Like that's anxiety inducing, you know, when that's why switches, have said, they are not in trouble as other men. Let's grab that real quick, all right? It says, Isaiah, where is it again? Completely forgotten where this is. There we go. Psalm 73 and 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Neither pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Right? And when you consider that they have no issue, right? And because they have no issues, they look down on everyone else. Right, they look down on everyone else because they're like, well, why is it so hard for you? I can just do this. Why can't you just do this? Right? But once again, these times Jake be working hard and no account for their labors, right? You know? So what are we getting next? But this is Genesis 3 from 18, right? It says, thorns and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. I.e., we're gonna need, have the need for medicine, right? And that's another thing. Once again, when Esau knows, when he took the woman out of the house, right? What then happened? It meant that both of you were working. You come home tired, stressed, right? You may not have, would you call it? May not have the energy, bro. You may not have the energy, neither of you, to come home and cook, right? Certain I can work like 12-hour shifts, right? You come home if there ain't no food, right, in the house. That's how end up getting something that it maybe ain't as healthy. And Esau knows that food that ain't as healthy is a food that then makes you sick, right? It's a food that then makes you sick, and then guess what? Now you got to go to him for medication. Right, people will be like, "Oh, yeah, you don't think this is a profound conspiracy?" Yeah, it is a profound conspiracy, right? In fact, the scriptures says this. Let's grab this real quick, right? This is Psalms, the 83rd chapter, right? Says, and one says, keep not thou silence, O Most High, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. Right, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Right, and when you read Psalm 64, it speaks about how they'll be doing this, right, in their secret councils, right? This is a crafty council, right? Oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Everything that you see that happens in the Israelite community, right? Is in, like, the negative. Ultimately, yeah, we understand it goes back to the curses, right? But he has designed this way, right? They cloned, as the apostles said, they cloned Tyrone. Wasn't a film, it was a documentary, right? About how he does all of these experiments, right? He tests shit out on Jake, right? So that he can, come, or it goes on to say, verse 4 says, and they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, right? That's why they still push, things that don't matter, right? When you hear people talk about, oh, why does Bruno Mars act like he's black? Well, he's an Israelite, right? But once again, Esau's trying to keep that hatred between the northern and the southern kingdom alive. Okay, that's why he'll promote voices like that. Okay, and that's why Jakes that are pushing ideologies that go beyond the realms of what Esau allows them to. What will Esau do? Esau will have them whipped. That's one of the reasons why, yeah, he was just a nigger. No, let's be real. Right? When you listen to some of the things he said, right? A freaky nigga, right? Kevin Samuels, right? But he was basically pushing an energy of, one, Eve, get yourself better, but just to Jake in general, it's like, look, man, get yourself better, man, right? Do better, right? And he took him out, right? Same like there's another Jake, which it's personal opinion, right? But he was big into the languages, right? He was like lots of people in the language learning space. Brother Man showed him me, right? Looked up to this guy. A lot of people in language learning space looked up to this guy, and it was a Jake, right? Able to just like speak languages off of the top of his head, right? And of course, you can't have the image of a intellectual Jake out in the world. Okay, like I said, it's just a personal opinion on that matter, but just on that particular individual. But that's just it. Right, but back here in Genesis 3:19 says, "In the sweat of thy face shall thou eat bread, right, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, and for dust thou art, and unto dust shall thou return." So we're gonna have to work for this food, man. Right, sweat of thy face. We're gonna have to, to work, right? And he knowing this, yeah, and then once again, he basically designing the society that for the most part, Jake doesn't get the highest paying jobs, right? Why? Because he keeps them to himself, right? He will keep them to himself, right? We've got the word nepotism, right? Give it to your friends, which, hey, let's be real, that's one of the biggest problems with Jake. When Jake starts a business, Jake wants to get everyone in on the business. Jake will be getting Esau in, right? Jake will be getting Elam in, Moab in. Right? But these times when you try to get in with their businesses, they don't want to get in. They don't want you to let you in. Okay, but it's just a reminder that this is not our rest. As Micah 2:10, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction." Okay, and that's it, man. This place is polluted. He's got all of these, all of this wickedness, and that's also irksome and vexation to the spirit. All of the wickedness that we're around day to day to day to day, constantly surrounded by it, right? That is irksome to the spirit also, right? But once again, we just have to, pray and fight through it, right? Pray for strength to fight through it, man, because it ain't, until we get out of here, right? This wickedness is gonna continue, right? That's why it says this is Hebrews 13:14. "For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come." Right? We're seeking that kingdom, man. Right? We can't wait. Right? We can't wait to have rest. Right? This is Isaiah 32:17 and 18. It says, "And the work of righteousness shall be peace, and the effect of righteousness quietness, and assurance forever. And my people shall dwell in a peaceable habitation, and in sure dwellings, and in quiet resting places." Right? And the last precept, 2 Ezra 8:51 onwards, says, "But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee." Right? Because basically Ezra kept asking about these ninjas, right, and their end. But the angel was like, "Look, man, forget them." Right? It goes on to say, verse 52, "For unto you is paradise opened, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteous is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed, yea, perfect goodness and wisdom." Right? So rest is allowed, but in the kingdom, here, this ain't the place, man. It's going to continue, it's going to continue being hell, right? He's going to continue trying to, with everything, trying to wear out the saints. But once again, we just have to, pray, fast if we need to deal with Satan's advances, right? To just to wear us out, just to burn us out, man. Man, I got into the job. I started a little early so I can finish a little early. But like when everyone else starts at like 9, but like 10 o'clock, I was pissed off. I was vexated, right? Just because these man they just work you, right? But that once again, that's them demons trying to once again, especially with us, knowing that we've got these shows to do, that we've got the work to do, that we've got certain duties. That's these demons trying to trying to throw Archeum off, right? So as always, Lord's without edifying. Until next time, we say Shalom.